Since I went on the wagon, I'm certain drink is a major crime. For when you lay off the liquor, you feel so much slicker. Well, that is most of the time. But there are moments, sooner or later, when it's tough, I've got to say, I love to say, waiter. Get another old-fashioned, please. Make it another double old-fashioned, please. Make it for one who's due to join the disillusion crew. Make it for one of love's new refugees. Once high in my castle, I reigned supreme. And oh, what a castle built on a heavenly dream. Then quick as a lightning flash, my castle began to crash. So make it another old-fashioned, please. Leave out the cherries, leave out the orange, leave out the bitters. Just make it straight right. I'm old-fashioned, I love the moonlight, I love the old-fashioned things. The sound of rain upon my window pane, the starry song that April sings. Because this year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighting, holding hands, this my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. It's how I long to be, as long as you'd agree to stay old-fashioned with me. Fancies are passing fancies, but sighting, holding hands, and this my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. It's how I long to be, as long as you'd agree to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned with me.
We are here today with the great Emma Smith, who comes to us from London. She's played with all kinds of people, including Michael Bublé, Quincy Jones. I've played with her with Jeff Goldblum in the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra. She's multi-award winning, has millions of streams on her stuff, and her new album just came out recently, Bitter Orange. So I want to start out by introducing you. Thank you so much for being here.
Woo!
And I want to ask you about this album. Do you have a story behind it, and what has the journey been like getting this released?
Well, first of all, Ryan, thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks.
This little North London girl in LA, it feels very surreal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you.
Of
and
course.
You're my favourite drummer to play with.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So we'll get into that later. Bitter Orange is inspired by, two things. My favourite cocktail, the Old Fashioned, which there is a song dedicated to on the album. And that song is called Make It Another Old Fashioned, Please. And deeper than that, it's a sort of homage to Julie London, who is one of our shared favourite artists.
Yeah.
And it's also that kind of bitter orange. It's like the bitter and the sweet, and then the kind of heartbreak and the hilarity and the tragic and the joyful. You know, it's that kind of oxymoron, that what do you call it? A juxtaposition. Look at me with all my
That's a good
words.
word, yeah.
I totally listened in English class. Thank you very much. It's that kind of encapsulation of the sort of mess and the realness of us human beings and the emotional landscape that I tried to kind of bottle in this album. And I think it is my bravest, most vulnerable work, which makes me nervous for the world to hear it because it's so fresh and I've spent 3 years working on it. But I'm ready. I feel grown up enough to expose that part of me.
Nice. Well, congratulations. The album sounds great.
Thank you.
And we just played some of it at Catalina, which was, the band was Tamir Hendelman, Alex Frank, and myself. And
because I hadn't met Graham yet. Let's just be clear. I hadn't met Graham, and if I had have met him, he would have been there.
But it was a great show, and the cool thing about it was this was your first American show under your own name. Am I right?
That is correct. Yeah, having played here with some of the artists that you mentioned, and always been a sort of, we call it a sideman in the UK. Yeah, like a guest or like whatever, you know, with these amazing superstars that you mentioned that I'm so lucky to have cut my teeth in their bands. This was like my first stepping out as a solo artist. And I'm so glad I got to do it with you boys. And in LA, it's like kind of peak too soon vibes. Like, how can my first ever headline show in America be in Hollywood? Catalina's. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But we did it.
We did, and it was a great show, great turnout as well. So congrats.
It was a packed room. You know, some people flew in from like other states.
That's amazing.
Someone came from Nashville, from Colorado, from Seattle. I don't know where those places are because I'm getting used to America, but I believe that
Nashville's far.
Flights away.
They're both flights, and Nashville's pretty far, so that's impressive.
Yay!
Yeah. So you mentioned that song, Make It Another Old Fashioned. I believe that comes from Julie London, but is that your story with it? Do you have another connection with it otherwise?
Make It Another Old Fashioned. So when I come to preparing these albums, or even a show, I often sit with my long-term musical collaborator, Jamie Saphir, who I've done all my records with, and I've known him since I was a wee one. A wee one? Do you understand when I say that? Cool. Just checking. We have some language barriers sometimes. We like to find these fringe kind of great American songbook gems, and that's a Cole Porter tune, and no one really knows it. Like, I don't know who else has recorded it apart from Julie and I.
Yeah.
Julie and I. I feel like I know her.
Yeah.
So I picked it because I love an old fashioned, as you know, and I love Julie. I'm so inspired by her works. I feel like she was sort of beyond her time, you know, kind of marrying swinging, classy, musical work with glamour and aesthetic kind of eye. And she sort of put the two together in a really full way. You know, I feel as a woman in music, in jazz music specifically, people want me to abide by either being a super jazz nerd and being like just only into bebop and scatting and like really deep transcription and, you know, kind of wearing trainer sneakers and a tracksuit and being like all in there. You know, they don't want to see I say they, I don't know who I'm really referring to, but there's a resistance when I dress super glamorously or I, wear a corset on stage. People can find it offensive or shocking or strange. How can you be transcribing Oscar Peterson on a Monday and then wearing this gown and singing a song about a cocktail on a Tuesday? And I sort of say, well, I won't say that on camera, but I say, be gone with those horrible stereotypes. And I want to marry the two. And I think that Julie was the first person in my eyes that I really saw do that so fully. Embodying both of those roles.
Yeah.
The glamorous front woman, the model, the stylist, as well as the musician, the band leader, and the gritty kind of singer.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it definitely shows in your singing because it's playing with you. It's that kind of thing. I think we were talking about it on the show where it's like, yes, we're putting on kind of a show. It's a little more leaning Broadway. We even did like Matchmaker from Fiddler on the Roof. But at the same time, it's swinging hard and it has this language within it. And then it goes to solos and it goes, there's improvisation, but then back to, not too long, all those things.
Yeah, like I think about the kind of length of, so I want people to shine. I want my musicians who are, as you've heard today, the best in the world and shockingly creative. I want to showcase them in all of their glory. And I want it to be not too much for the listener. I think about that audience perspective a lot. And I don't just think about the jazz fan. I think about the music fan who might be attending a jazz concert for their first time ever. And that's the feedback I get a lot. People say to me like, oh, it's my first jazz show. Or like, I didn't think I liked jazz and I came to see your show. And I always find that a huge compliment because people are finding an access into some more perhaps complex music or improvised. It's not the most easily digestible genre. So I'm trying to bridge that gap in a way that's authentic to who I am as a musician as well as a performer.
Nice. Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, of course.
Bubbles in a glass of champagne. You go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew, and I find the very mention of you like the kicker in the julep or two. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea cast a spell over me. And still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Don't you see that it never will be? But then you go to my head with that smile that makes my temperature rise like summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head. Go to my head. You do, you do, you do. smile that makes my temperature rise, like the summer with 1,000 Julys. Yeah, baby, you intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Though I'm certain now that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head, you go. You know, no, you go to my head, and I drink you up like the bubbles in a glass of champagne, and I find the very mention of your name too much to handle. You know you go to my head, you go to my head.
I wanted to ask about your upbringing and your history getting into this music, and I know your grandfather was a big part of that. So could you tell us and everyone about that?
Wow, let's try and distill this into 90 seconds. My father's an arranger and composer. He's a trumpet player originally. That was his, Quincy style, like getting into jazz trumpet and then finding the pen. Because my dad, much to my granddad's disappointment, his father's disappointment, couldn't play lead trumpet. And so my dad was a jazzer, but my grandfather, who is a lead trombone player, and I'll get on to him later, he was like, you need to play lead, you need to be able to lead a section. And so my dad couldn't. Sometimes the anatomy doesn't allow for such things. So he started writing and he got into composition and arranging, and he was arranging for like Shirley Bassey with the BBC Concert Orchestra for Friday Night is Music Night from the age of 17. Wow. He was sort of deemed a child prodigy. And my mother is an amazing lead alto player. Going through a really hard childhood, my mother's outlet and safety was becoming excellent at the saxophone, and she found camaraderie and community in music, and I think a lot of us can relate to that. I certainly can. That's where I found my people and I found my position in the world. So I grew up with those two lunatics. And but my grandfather, my dad's father, was my biggest influence, and some would say it wasn't the most normal kind of inspiration. As a young 12-year-old girl, I was practicing Tommy Dorsey warm-up exercises that he gave Frank Sinatra when Frank was like doing his exercises from a very, very young age, because my grandfather was a trombone player and he played with Frank for 20 years, and that was the pinnacle of my granddad's career. He also played with Oscar Peterson, Tubby Hayes, Shirley Bassey, Tony Bennett, Sammy Davis Jr., Liza Minnelli. I mean, the list really goes
Pretty good
on.
list, yeah.
It's okay, isn't it? It's acceptable. We'll let him have it. But my granddad was, he was obsessed with American swing. So he's not with us anymore. I think if he could see me sat in this chair right now talking to you and all the people that you've played with and this sort of history between all of us, I think he'd be so deeply proud, because he used to say, Emma, you have to learn how to swing like an American. And he was like, and that's why I get booked with Americans. My granddad was a Cockney, by the way. And he was very, very proud of this like American flavor he had in his rhythmic feel. And I don't think I really understood that until recent years when I had the opportunity to start playing with some of you guys. So yeah, he's always in the back of my head. And he passed away at 78 years old from a condition with his lungs, okay? This is interesting. I never talk about this, but he was told by his doctor that if he hadn't have practiced the trombone every day since he was like 17 years old, like he did, and I mean he practiced up until the day he couldn't practice anymore, then he would have died 30 years earlier.
Wow.
So that trombone bought him 30 years. It was a type of cancer that comes from asbestos. Sorry, guys, this is like not very uplifting, but it's interesting, isn't it, how music has literally bought him 30 years of his life. I don't know. Who knows what music is buying us right now?
That's true.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in that you're really a part of me. I've got you way under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't gonna go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything to come what might for the sake of having you near. In spite of the warning voice, it comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. I got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. In spite of the warning voice, how it comes in the night and repeats, it yells in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, step up, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. I've got you, baby, yes, I need you. I've got you way under my skin.
I often like asking musicians kind of what they do outside of music, because some that are very good, you assume that they only do that. So I'm curious for you. Do you only do music, or are there other things you kind of have dove into and have a lot of interest in?
It's not that common that I get this question, but when I do, I always feel slightly self-conscious because I have, for my almost all my life, lived and breathed this music, jazz music and big band music and this genre, because as I mentioned, the family ties, and I don't really have a lot else going on.
Cool.
But you know what I love when I come back from tour? I love my home, and I love to organize my space. And I think it's like it's like a kind of actioned meditation where I get to sort of clear things. I like to clean. I like to organize stuff. And I guess it's like a kind of way of clearing the mind and organizing the mind. I'm really, really into style and clothing and vintage shopping, and obsessively looking through those old images from that golden era of Hollywood and finding outfits that I can pull on that sort of nod back to that era. But as I say that, I realize that it is still kind of in line with my
It crosses
thing.
in, but
It's
a different, there's people that have that interest alone. So
other than that,
yeah.
I love to eat. And that's about it. I'm sure I'll find a hobby at some point in my life, but at the minute it's just this.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that does count as another one, but it very much crosses.
What do you do?
I like to watch baseball. No, well, I do like to watch baseball. I'm very into movies, and then I'm into technology, like cameras and cars, electric cars, and stuff like that. That's probably what I do outside of playing drums.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. We're managing to expand outside of this music ever so slightly. It
Yeah.
is obsessive, though, what we do, isn't it? It sort of takes over.
Yeah, and you just keep finding there's endless albums to find. Even if you just chose the 50s or like something, you would...
Or one artist.
Yeah, one artist. I just did Julie London, and it was like 27 or something records.
I love that you're with Julie at the minute, because that's so where I am as well.
Yeah. She's incredible.
I need to watch some more movies though, Ryan. You know, when we go on the road with Jeff Goldblum, do you think it's mental that I've never seen, what is it, the dinosaur one?
Yes.
What is it called?
It's called Jurassic
Park. Da, 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 da. No, that's Star Wars.
That's Star Wars. Have you seen that?
No.
None of them.
No.
That's like the London Philharmonic
I've
too.
I've seen The Matrix.
Okay. Cool. That's
and I've seen The Hangover.
Those are your two movies?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, it would be good, but I understand you don't want to be freaked out by being next to Jeff Goldblum.
No,
the star.
He's my Uncle Jeff. I don't want to see him being sexy in Jurassic Park. That would be shocking.
Yeah. It's a great film, though. Steven Spielberg, John Williams, everyone.
I can imagine. Okay, so note to self, get a hobby before I return to LA.
Before you return to LA?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Understood. A country dance was being held in a garden. I felt a bump and then an oh, beg your pardon. Suddenly I saw polka dots and moonbeams all around the pug nose dream. The music started, and was I the perplexed one? I held my breath and said, may I have the next one? In my frightened arms, polka dots and moonbeams sparkle on a pug nose dream. There were questions in the eyes of other dancers as they floated over the floor. There were questions, but my heart knew all the answers, and perhaps a few things more. Now in a cottage built on lilacs and laughter, I know the meaning of the words ever after, and I'll always say polka dots and moonbeams when I kiss a pug nose dream.
dance and laughter. I know the meaning of the words ever after, and I will always sing polka dots and moonbeams when I kiss the pug nose dream, and I'll always know polka dots and moonbeams.
I have a funny question for you now. Do you have a crazy gig story that you can tell the world?
Okay, I've got like thousands that I can't.
Yes,
so we'll
we
save
all
those
do.
for after. Okay, I want to hear yours. But yeah, there's one that really stays in my mind because it was deeply traumatizing in the moment, but hilarious after. So I was on the road with Michael Bublé. We just recorded To Be Loved. Were you on that?
No.
Before your time.
Before,
You
yes.
were just a child then, I'm sure. And we were doing the Graham Norton show in London. It was my first time ever doing live TV with Michael, and I was with the group, the Popini Sisters, which was my vocal group for many, many years. I cut my teeth with those girls, and I owe them so much. And they were like, okay, just so you know, Michael can be a little cheeky. He's like a little naughty. He's like a naughty school kid. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I didn't quite realise that seconds before we went live on air in front of my whole nation. Side note, I wore a red wig in that band so that we had a brunette, a blonde and a redhead, and I was the redhead. And seconds before we went live on air, he whipped my wig off. And I was standing in the wings with like this, honestly, like this little stocking cap that made me look bald, like balder than you. And it was I freaked out because it was like, okay, camera's ready. And he just goes, vroom, like that. And I got it back and I sort of, he thought it was hilarious. I'm like, dude, it's your Christmas show. Why are you doing this? Anyway, I managed to get it back on and like the girls were like, ah! And he was just dying laughing.
Wow.
And that was my first ever time live on TV with Michael Bublé.
Man.
I think I got away with it, but just about.
Wow. I'm sure it helped the vibe of the whole thing, though.
I mean, I definitely went on stage with a sense of, oh my God, what just happened? And then the show went like that and I wasn't as nervous as I was before.
Maybe that was the goal, you know?
Maybe
that's kind of a genius move.
Oh my God, Ryan.
Right.
No, because I'd never sung with him live on TV before.
Could be.
That's what all the stars do to make their band relax.
He is a smart guy. Bublé is the best.
He is the best.
Yes.
Just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. I was lost, the losing dice were tossed. My bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. Now you're here and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear, I found my way. But love came just in time, I found you just in time. You changed my lonely life that lovely day. I found you just in time. Just in time, before you came my time was running low. I was lost, the losing dice were tossed. My bridges all, they were all crossed, nowhere to go. Well, now you're here and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear, I found my way. But love came just in time, I found you just in time. You changed my lonely life that lovely day. Shadoo-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-ow, shadoo-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dow, that-loo-dee-dee-dee-dow-ow. Bad-loo-dee-dee-dee-dow, sad-loo-dee-dee-dee-dow, sit-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-d the losing dice were tossed. My bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. Now you're here and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear, I found my way. The love came just in time, I found you just in time. You changed my lonely life, that lovely, lonely life, that lovely, lonely life, that lovely day.
To finish out, tell me about the musicians on your album and then tell everyone where they can check it out.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Bitter Orange is out now and you can get it on emmasmithmusic.co.uk or you can stream it and I'll earn 0.000000001 cent, which is better than zero. But please buy it and I'll sign it for you. Vinyl and CD and T-shirts and all the things. It's just got my lovely boys on it who I've been with for so many years. My trio in London, which is Jamie Saphir on piano. He's my musical director, my vocal producer, and family, you know. Mm-hmm. Connor Chaplin on bass, who is, well, a superstar playing with Jacob Collier and, you know, traveling the world, being deeply in demand and unavailable for me, which is annoying, but it's okay. I'm happy for him. Mm-hmm. And then Luke Tomlinson on drums, who I've been playing with since he was 18 years old. He's a huge fan of yours and our mutual heroes. And he's now playing with WDR Big Band and really taking off in the world. Awesome. So that's my gorgeous trio. And yeah, we've made this record, Bitter Orange, 3 years in the making. It's a snapshot as to the real, deeply complex and also silly woman that I am today. And I hope people will enjoy it and find something they can relate to and feel moved or, you know, to laughter, to tears, to thoughts, to reach out to someone, whatever. I want this music to move you into some kind of action.
Wow, awesome. Well, congratulations on the new release.
Thank
Everyone,
you,
go check out this album. And thank you, Emma, for being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Do nothing till you hear from me. Pay no attention to what's said. White people tear the seams of anyone's dreams. Well, it is over my head. Do nothing till you hear from me. At least consider our romance. If you should take the words of others you heard, well, baby, I haven't a chance. True, I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean I've been untrue while we're apart? The words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. So kiss me, cloud my memory, and other arms may hold a thrill. driving out with someone new. Does that mean